Hi, all curious minds. I have a long-running to-do here on my wall, and this is about configuring my Readwise Obsidian exporter plugin to use templates, and this will make my Readwise and Obsidian journey a bit easier. So if you are not familiar with Readwise, then what Readwise is about? It's a little tool that helps you proceed and memorize content a much easier and faster way. For example, I open this Medium blog post and I can just read it once and forget what I have learned about it. Or I could use this Readwise browser plugin to create highlights that was somehow useful for me. I can also save images into Readwise like this. And if I want, I can open it in the official Readwise Read UI, and I could highlight something inside of this little UI as well. And I also able to add tags like AI for this one. I can add more tags to it, notes, or some other things. So this is a great tool, but I have a little bit of an issue with it because I use Obsidian as my second brain application, and fortunately Readwise has a plugin called Readwise Official plugin that helps you to synchronize your Readwise notes into your Obsidian note. Here I could initialize a synchronizing action. Every time I'm opening up Obsidian, this synchronization is automatically done, and it will basically put every article that was not synchronized before, or it had any changes, into the Readwise folder. Here in the folders, I could create multiple categories like books, articles, what I have noticed, everything that I just exported or highlighted in Readwise went into the articles. In the beginning, it was quite useful, but after I was trying to organizing my notes into their proper folder with the proper tagging and so on, I had a bit issue because not much of them make sense, and now they are basically too many to handle, and I faced with the issue that if I'm going to use Readwise like this, this will be not so useful me in the long run. Fortunately, we have an option to customize how Readwise will export notes into our Obsidian vault. So basically, we could use Jinja 2 templates, template formatting methods to configure how our notes are organized. So first thing first, I want to use a custom file name. So I'm going to enable this. And here you can see it has this example title, and it's a preview for this. Okay, the default exporting format is title with all the spaces in it. So it already gives you a hint how you could basically format your title just by copy and pasting this little code snippet. And as you can see, the title is already modified in the preview. So, okay, step one, we have removed the blank spaces, but I want to prefix it with the date when I created this this note. First I'm going to add an underscore, and I could add a variable. Now it's expecting me to put me a variable here. You may think I could use the date built-in variable, but there are not here in the valid values. So variables related to file naming, we have two options, the publish date and the last highlighted date. The publish date is the date when the other author published their content, and not the date when you took your highlight. It was a bit confusing for me. Published date for what? Publishing my notes in Readwise, or the original blog post or content creation date. So what I will need is probably will be the last highlighted date. This date will automatically updated every time I'm creating an additional highlight. As you can see, the format here is year, months, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So probably when I read an article or watch a YouTube video, I will go quickly through these lists, and I want to format the date by adding this little formatter. And my format should be just year, months, and dates. So probably this will help me to, well, have a prefix with the date on it. Now let's see what will be the effect of this. So here I could just go to my Obsidian vault, and I now want to go to the Readwise official and hit sync, and hopefully a new file will be available for me. And my little experiment was with this software development trends note. If I want to go to edit, I see my previous highlights are not synchronized yet, but the file naming is in the convention that I try to, well, force on myself. It has a date prefix, and after that is the title. So with the white spaces replaced with underscores. So we are getting a bit closer. Great. Now I want to basically add a YAML like Frontmatter in front of this content. Like why a YAML Frontmatter? I want to some of this content I want to create a blog post or any other kind of content, and it's a bit more searchable for me to look to the YAML properties when I want. So here I could add a title, like something, a date when I created, like 2023, January 13, and so on. But I have all this information already available in the Readwise. So let's go back to the exporter view. And I can use custom formatting for this. If I open this up, basically it has a similar preview functionality as before. And the thing about YAML Frontmatters, it starts with 3 dashes, and it will end with 3 dashes as well. It must be the first line. It should start in the first line of your Markdown note. And this is how different applications use the YAML Frontmatter. After that, everything is basically a key value pair separated with some columns. So one of your idea could be like, okay, I don't need this title, and I could here in the page meta, I could just add the 3 dashes, and now it should be a YAML Frontmatter. Actually, I don't need to use this approach, because if we scroll down a bit, here is a dedicated configuration for YAML Frontmatter. And if I put the title in here and giving the title, okay, sorry, the title variable to it, and if I try to, well, basically look up the preview, now I see the YAML Frontmatter is already populated in it. We also have a very useful guide here which variable options are available here, and I already created a little note about what is my format that I want to use. So in my case, I want every YAML Frontmatter to start with the title and the date when it was originally created. So this is the current date. And after this information, I want to have the tags available. And the tags for me is like a tags array. Without the Obsidian wiki notes linking. So I don't want to have that linking inside of my YAML Frontmatter. I could just adjust this a bit so it will be a bit more visible. And I don't know, yeah, I could increase the font size a bit. So we have tags with this YAML, Jinja 2 for block. I could add tags to it. And here probably I want to add another note like it is from Readwise. And probably I would want to modify this to go inside of this folder. And where is the closing parentheses? X. And you should go over here if I'm correct. No, it is not correct. So, okay, I will not need this. I don't need this as well. And probably now I'm good. So, as you can see, we have tags with Readwise. So every article that I will have exported from Readwise, we have a tag with Readwise. We have additional tags, and probably I should add a blank space to this formatting. So tags for in loop, and yeah. So what this little if not loop.last do? Well, if I'm just trying to add how it's called, this little character, then the last element will be pretended with it. But if I add this if loop.last, it will not add to the last element of the array. Now I have categories. I also export the author, the source, the URL. If I'm saving an image image, it could be referenced as a, how it's called, a thumbnail. I will try to save the full title and everything that was originally in that article. So know your sources and try to promote the original author. Help sharing. So sharing is caring. That I like to say. And I just learned this little concept recently. So let's see what happens if I now try to run this synchronization again. So it's synced. And now if I go back to this article, well, nothing changed. It's not automatic because nothing changed inside of the original Readwise note. So I'm going to delete this and try to initialize a sync again, and hopefully now it will appear, but it's not appearing. a little demo guide. Fortunately, we have this option like, okay, like if we go down and select an item to be exported, we have a little list, and if I hit this refresh, now if I running this synchronization again, this little article will be resynchronized. As you can see, we have all the properties already available with the date when I created this content, the publish date when the author last published, and this is the last highlight, and all the URLs available inside of this node. Also, we have these tags, and I could just search for these tags inside of my notes. So this is very great. Yeah, it's not finished template right now, but this will help me to, well, push every note that I'm highlighting in a correct in a correct folder. But just for a quick note, if I'm hitting this little synchronization icon, first I didn't read it. So make sure that you are deleting your note in Obsidian before before the synchronization. Now I will not do this. And what will happen? First, nothing. Why nothing? Because I didn't hit the synchronization yet. I switch back to the, how it's called, the editing mode. And now I will run this initialize sync again. So the warning was about, if you did not remove your note inside Obsidian, it will try to push the whole article inside of your note. So this will result in a duplication. So here we have the original Frontmatter and the content, and after it, it's duplicated. So this is not a very good experience, but now I made a lot of changes, and I don't want to do all this little removing synchronization again. So now what I can do is remove all. And now my Readwise articles are, well, empty. But here we have this option, resync deleted files. I enable it and run and initiate synchronization again. And I hope everything will be now available with the correct date when I created them. So there are a bunch of last year articles. Use of cookies. Nice. And with this information, now I could basically just rearrange my Obsidian nodes to further increase my second brain. After this, don't forget to, well, switch off this resync. So I hope this little video helps you with how you can create notes and organize your content. I really like Readwise, but I was very unfortunate to figuring out how I could make sense of this article structure and when I was creating these notes. But with these little adjustments, now I have much more well, useful information already embedded in my notes, and I could use the Obsidian built-in tags to make sense of all of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I was Zoltan Toma, and this is the Curious Minds Collective, and see you in an upcoming video. Bye!